7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
What's up, everyone? How we all doing tonight? Happy Tuesday. Sorry I'm a little late. Just had to take the puppy out for a little bit of a walk before we got this thing rolling tonight. Yo, UG, welcome back. How we doing, bud? How are we doing? I'm trying to get some music to play in the background, but Apple Music is being a pain at the current moment. So, but we're here. We're here to talk all things sports this week. Since last Tuesday, breaking news: Henrik Lundqvist's era will come to an end tomorrow. Yes, I just saw that. We can jump right into the NHL right off the rip here. So we had Jordan Staal get traded to the Detroit Red Wings for a second-round pick and future considerations. We had, let's see, I don't want to play Spotify because I really don't want. I think we covered Eric Staal was traded for Marcus Johansson. The news was that Torrey Krug's rights were supposed to be traded today. Or yesterday, and nothing has changed on that front. And as UG Dynasty just pointed out, Henrik Lundqvist, King Henrik, is going to be bought out by the New York Rangers, which I think a lot of people kind of saw that coming. They got Georgiev and remind me of the other goalie. I forget his name. It was kind of a somewhat three-headed monster as goaltenders in New York. But going forward, you had to see that Lundqvist was going to be the third guy out. Now, the question is he going to Igor Shesterkin. I can never pronounce his name. Shesterkin. Now here's the question. What will Lundqvist do? Because I'm sure there is a team out there that will sign him. That needs goaltenders. I mean, we could run down the list of teams that need goaltenders. Detroit's one team that could use a goaltender. Jimmy Howard really isn't doing it anymore. I think Jimmy Howard needs a change of scenery anyways. Who else? I know Toronto is talking about potentially moving Anderson. So if Toronto moves on from Anderson, they could always sign Lundqvist. I don't really think the Avalanche need a goaltender. I think Grubauer is a good goaltender. He just couldn't stay healthy, and Francois is a solid backup. But I mean that is a route that Colorado potentially could go. Colorado could potentially go after Lundqvist. Let's see who else. The Devils could use a goaltender. Oilers, yeah. What's his name in Edmonton? I think they kind of want to ride him up in Edmonton. Yeah, that Battle of Alberta. Both those teams could tend to use goalies. They've been kind of swapping goalies for the past couple of years. I know, like, Blackwood is the goalie in New Jersey right now. But, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the staple. Corey Schneider is a shell of himself. So, kind of go down the list. I don't like that this music is not playing right now. It's not anything to sign me in. Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, they could potentially. Yeah, Reimer and who's the other? Oh, Sabres for sure could use a goaltender. I mean, there's a bunch of teams out there that could use tendies, that could use a change of scenery in goaltending. This is more of a decision. Do I think Lundqvist will get signed? Absolutely. It's now more on, does Lundqvist want to play for a team that is not the Rangers? And honestly, in Lundqvist's eyes right now, he's probably going to want to go to a team that, I don't know why I can't sign in for Apple Music. I'm just going to have to go Spotify. I have to figure it out later. As Lundqvist's going to want to sign to a team, he wants to win a cup. Exactly. That's what I was trying to get to. I was going to get to, Yuji, is there, what team would be his best bet for him to win a cup? And one of the teams that you did mention would be the Colorado Avalanche. If he did end up signing with Colorado, I think that would probably be his best bet to potentially win a cup. So go to a team, get a cup. Yep. Especially a team that has a solid number one right now, so that way he's not taking the blunt of the role. I mean, he might even sign as a backup. He could potentially just come in as a backup, play, 40 games. Not even. Yeah, like if we find a team that needs a 40-40 split. There we go. Why am I dropping frames already? Find a team that could use a 40-40 split. That could be... or even like a 30-60, like have him play 30 games. I know he is getting up there in age, but I think he could do it. I think he still has some miles left on him, and he could potentially go to a team and help a team. But speaking of the NHL, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on winning your second cup in franchise history. It's been 16 years since they won their last one in 2004. So, good for them. Good for teams that are close to winning the Cup. Carolina Hurricanes, Toronto Maple Leafs, Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars. Yeah, but Dallas has got that good 1-2 punch with Bishop and Khudobin. I think Dallas would have held better if Bishop was healthy. And Dallas was hurt, had a lot of injuries on their team this year, or in the finals. So I mean, that kind of, obviously injuries is everything. So that was are you biting yourself? So that was kind of tough. Colorado's potential. UG, I know you're a Maple Leafs fan, but man, that team needs some sort of, that team needs an identity change before they could be considered cup contenders. And this is not just me because I'm a Bruins fan. This is a NHL, I watch all the NHL under the same umbrella. Yes, I root for the Bruins, but I also root for the Red Wings, and I know that the Red Wings are in a full rebuild right now, and I also root for the Vegas Golden Knights. But the Red Wings are in full rebuild, but Toronto, and I like Austin Matthews. I think Austin Matthews is a great player. I want to see him win a cup. But to be completely honest with you, I don't think he'll win it with Toronto. That's my 100% honest opinion. Is I don't think he'll win it with Toronto. But I mean, UG, you're saying that the Maple Leafs, they need D. I agree they need D, but they had decent D this year. They had Tyson Barrie. They had Morgan Riley. Who's the kid that they just traded? They have a good D core. what other D? I mean, what do you think they're gonna got the? I don't know who's the top. We have more skill than grinding, which that sometimes can hurt a team. If you have too much skill, those skill players tend to rely on themselves before relying on the rest of the team. Where you need those complementary pieces. Like, I mean, like look at Washington for example. You got Tom Wilson, who's like you need like a Corey Perry, a Tom Wilson, a Ryan Reeves, a Pat Maroon. Like that's the kind of player that the Maple Leafs need, which they had that in Kadri. Kadri is a skilled player and he had that grit. It's just he couldn't stay out of trouble playing the Bruins. Those rat type players, yeah. Well, I mean, do I think that Toronto could put? Like I said, that Toronto needs an identity change. That's exactly what it is. Pietrangelo. Alex Pietrangelo's going too. Pietrangelo going to Toronto. I know talks have stopped between Pietrangelo and the Blues. What are you barking at? Hey. I haven't really even heard much about where, like, I mean, I know the season literally just ended last night. Draft next week, the 10th, isn't it? Is it next Friday and Saturday? What's next Friday? Yeah, the 10th, the 9th, 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th, I think. So that should be October 6th and 7th, I think. Was it Thursday, Friday? Because the second is Friday? Yeah, the second is Friday. So that means the 9th would be the following Friday. Let's look it up. NHL Draft 2020. October 6th to the 7th. In Secaucus, New Jersey. It's just going to be our video. I literally just pulled it up. Beginning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on the NHL Network. Interesting. Tuesday, October 6th. Oh, the first round would be on NBC, and then the rounds 2 through 7 be on the NHL Network. So that's good. It's good to know. Banger. But yeah, so I mean it's. So is that's next Tuesday. So we'll be doing next week's episode in the midst of the draft. So next week's episode could be potentially all NHL draft based. Maybe we'll find a couple guys that want to come on. UG, if you're around, want to come on the show and talk. We could talk live about the draft. Maybe we'll even start an hour early. We'll start at 7. Then free agency frenzy at 12 p.m. So maybe that's what I was seeing was the free agent start on the 9th. So they're literally going draft right into free agency, which usually because the draft is like, I mean, obviously this is going to be a shortened offseason mainly because it is, we're in a global pandemic. I mean, normally you would have, the season would end of May, early June. Then mid to late June, you would have the draft. And then usually July 4th was the start of free agency. Now you have the season ending at the end of September. The Draft is first week of October, and then literally 2 days after the draft concludes, you got free agency. So I mean, this season coming up is going to be a true test to see who is a good GM in this league, and then June 15th draft and July 1st free agency. Yeah, it's usually right around July 4th is when free agency starts. Because I remember going back, I forget how many years now. I was at my family place. It was July 4th when Tyler Seguin got traded to the Dallas Stars. So, boss man, how we doing, boss man? DraftKings big name can get more. Yeah, I mean, so you got the Rangers freeing up Lundqvist. Draft can move. Yeah, draft can. Yeah, glad to hear it, boss man. Glad to hear it. So you got the Rangers are going to be freeing up Lundqvist. They got the number 1 pick, so I mean it's everyone's eyes that they're drafting. Whatchamacallit, Lafreniere. They just moved Stahl. I mean, they're definitely opening up cap space. Could they potentially make a run at Pietrangelo? Could the Rangers make a run for Pietrangelo? Could the Rangers potentially make a, so I heard a rumor mill that the Rangers potentially were interested in trading for Eichel. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if anybody else has heard that. They got Line A trade rumors. I expected that to come. I don't think Line A's really too happy with Winnipeg. You heard that? You heard those rumors that Eichel could potentially be moved to the Rangers? If that's the case, if the Rangers can somehow pull a trade off for Eichel, and they got Georgiev and however he is, Igor. I'm just going to call him Igor because I can never pronounce his last name. I'm so bad at trying to pronounce names. You got those two guys in goal. You got Lafreniere. If Lafreniere can step in like everyone thinks he is, if everyone thinks he's going to be like a Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby type player, that next generational player in the NHL, be able to step in and be the guy right off the rip. And then with another year of experience for Kakko, and then you still got the bread man. I mean, they're looking pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty sure their defense is still solid. Let's. This is my favorite. This is what I love to do. I like guilty pleasure spend way too much time on Cap Friendly. Way too much time on Cap Friendly. If Carolina Hurricanes can get Line A, Aho, Svechnikov, that'd be a filthy line. That would be... Carolina would be a team to watch out for if that's the case. All right, so Jesus. So right now, the Rangers' projected cap space is $20 million. They only have, so their roster size is 14 players out of 23. Interesting. So their defense is Jacob Trouba, which is a good defenseman. Brendan Smith, Ryan Lindgren, Adam Fox, which is supposed to be the next up-and-coming defenseman, and then Anthony D'Angelo. So they definitely are hurting at D. But they could potentially, I mean, they got the cap space, so that, I mean, they could make a run at Torrey Krug. I mean, the Rangers can make a run at Krug, sign him. It looked like the Bruins offered Krug 6 years, like 6.2 mil, I think it was. But obviously they kind of don't want that. And also, we'll see, who do they get down in the D? I mean, the Rangers could be scary. They absolutely could be scary. So the people that they got the A in their A, I don't really know too well. So, but I think
join us. You can listen to the series.
They got two. So they got 2 first-round draft picks this year. I mean, obviously they get the first, and they got Carolinas too. Hall is an unrestricted free agent. I know, and I don't think he's gonna re-sign with Arizona. I mean, Jesus, they got Panarin, they got Kreider, they got Zibanejad, Capo Caco, Philip Chytil. I mean, their forwards are good. Brandon Lemieux is a great, third, fourth liner. Trouba, Fox, D'Angelo. I mean, Lindgren's still an ELC, and then Brendan Smith. I don't think he ever really turned out to what everyone thought. Tyson Barrie's a UFA too. I mean, the Rangers could potentially really spend their money wisely and could have a scary team this year. I mean, I was a year early on it, saying that the Rangers could potentially be Stanley Cup champs last year, but they could do it this year if they make the right moves. If they make the right moves, they could potentially have a strong enough team to win the Cup this year. I mean, they got Panarin and Kreider signed through 2026. I mean, you got Capo Caco, who's still on his entry-level contract until 2023. At the end of this year, at the end of 2021 season, they got a lot of RFA and UFAs. But I don't think it's anything that's going to really hurt their books. I mean, looking at what the Rangers have for cap space, what talent they already have, and what talent they're going to be getting, it's scary what this team could do. I mean, let's see. They buy out Lundqvist. Lundqvist's contract is 8.5. And then they got... Oh, but they do need to re-sign Georgiev. Jeez. Like, the more I look at this, the more scary this New York Rangers team looks. Or it could potentially look. So... But again, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning on winning the Stanley Cup. So if anybody else has any other NHL news they kind of want to talk about, if not, I'll move over to, we could talk a little football for a bit. I know MLB Playoffs just started. Let's take a look. Let's run through the MLB matchups real quick. Maybe they haven't started yet. Have they? That's no. Next week, Blue Jays down 1-0 in the series. Really? Okay. I'm not seeing anything here for the MLB. This is the wild card round right now. Is that what this is? Is this what I'm reading? Wild card round. Hey, leave that alone. So you got the Astros and the Twins, the White Sox and the Athletics, which this is as of today, Tuesday. Astros beat the Twins 4-1. White Sox beat the Athletics 4-1. The Rays beat the Blue Jays 3-1. That's what Eugene was just mentioning. Currently, the Yankees are beating the Indians 5-2, the bottom of the fourth. Then tomorrow you got the Reds versus the Braves. Game 2 of the Astros Twins. Marlins Cubs. Game 2 of the White Sox Athletics. Game 2 of the Blues Rays. Cardinals versus the Padres. What else we got? Yankees Indians. Brewers Dodgers. So that's what it's on. So it looks like it's just Astros Twins, White Sox Athletics, Yankees Indians, Blue Jays Rays, Reds Braves, Marlins Cubs. Which I'm surprised that the Marlins made the playoffs with them, like their whole COVID scandal at the beginning of the year. Like half their team had COVID, and didn't they miss like a good portion of their games? And I was surprised that they're in the wild card round. Cardinals Padres, Brewers Dodgers. I don't know if I missed any. So that's kind of what we're looking at for the MLB playoffs. The NBA playoffs start tonight. Lakers versus the Heat. Tomorrow, September 30th, 9 p.m. I'm gonna get onto that very shortly, Yuji. Game 1, Lakers versus Heat. I think Yuji mentioned in my earlier stream today. As if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I stream over on Twitch every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you guys hit the link in below. Go over, drop a follow over there. And if not, hit the sub button to this YouTube channel. Or you could hit the sub button to this Twitch channel as well. It is still September for 2 more days, where subs are 30% off. And if you are new to the stream, feel free to hit the follow button. It would be greatly appreciated. Lakers in 6. I think Lakers are going to win it. I think Lakers are just too strong. So, but game 1, Lakers versus Heat in Orlando at 9 p.m. on September 30th. For you guys watching here, that's tomorrow night. For you watching on YouTube, that'll be tonight. So, all right, to the NFL. As UG just pointed, the Tennessee Titans have had 3 players and 5 faculty members be tested positive for the coronavirus, and all their operation is shut down until Saturday. So what I heard today is the way that the NFL is tackling this is next man up mentality. So if these 3 players, I don't even know if they have a protocol and type. So say these 3 players that tested positive, if they take tests consecutively in the next, like, what are we at? Today's Tuesday. This is being recorded on Tuesday night. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 days. If they take tests the next 3 days, 3 to 4 days, and they get all negatives, are they allowed to play in that Sunday game? I don't know. I don't know what the NFL protocol is for this right now. Excuse me. Hi, buddy. So that'll be interesting to see. So the Titans for sure have been shut down till Saturday. Hey, don't you bite that. Like, what are you doing? Titans are for sure shut down till Saturday. And then I know the Vikings, I don't think have had anything happen, which I'm surprised about. I haven't heard anything on the Vikings if they've been shut down or not. But they were in Minnesota. The Titans were played in Minnesota. So if they were to get it, wouldn't they have got it when they were in Minnesota? I mean, who knows? Who knows where they got it, or where they got it from? If they got it in Tennessee or if they got it in Minnesota. But that, I don't know. But for right now, that the Titans are shut down. the MLB, I mean, the NFL is saying next man up. The Titans are playing the Steelers this week. I don't know if they could potentially move this game to their bye week and have this week be their bye week. I don't know if Pittsburgh and Tennessee had the same bye weeks. I can actually I can just go to my fantasy team. I can tell you right now because I have Roethlisberger and Derrick Henry. I'm pretty sure on the same team. What league is that? Well, I'm going to get into some fantasy football. They're saying moving to Monday if they can't play Sunday. Really? So Titans have week 7 bye week. And the Steelers have week 8 bye week. So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't be able to work. So do you think they'd move it to Monday? That'd be interesting. I know who's playing the Monday night game this week. Monday night. Do I have anyone that's playing Monday night? So Monday night is Atlanta versus the Packers. So, that's kind of going to be more of a kind of wait and see what happens later on in this week. But this is our first case of COVID that we're seeing in the NFL. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Baltimore Ravens last night. What I've been hearing was that was probably the worst game that Lamar Jackson has had as a professional quarterback. Mahomes had 5 touchdowns. 40 fantasy points for me to win in my league, so I'm happy about that. Go Mahomes. The biggest shocker for me right now is that the Chicago Bears are 3-0. And they've had Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles playing. I know Nick Foles has been named the starter for this week's game coming up against... Who are they playing? Man... you know what? I don't even have a single person on the Bears on my team because that's how little faith I had in that team. The Bears are playing the Colts this week, and they named Nick Folk the starter. Thursday Night Football is the Jets versus the Broncos. And rumor has it if the Jets lose on Thursday night to the Denver Broncos, who are on their second, third, and fourth QBs. Their starting QB got hurt. He's going to be out a few weeks. Their backup QB, I think, got injured during the game this past week, and they don't know if he's going to be ready to go for Thursday night. So they could be on their 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks. If the Jets lose, Adam Gase will be fired. So now, here's the question: if you're on the Jets, and you're not happy with Adam Gase as your head coach, and you don't feel like this team is going in the right direction, are you going to go try? Are you going to put it out on the field? Or are you going to throw the game so that way, you can kind of get a fresh look in that locker room? And to be completely honest with you, I don't think Adam Gase has done anything special with that New York Jets team since he's been there. I don't even think they've have had a winning season, which the hiring of Gase to the Jets in the first place was very shocking. I didn't really understand it. But I mean, you're hiring an interdivision head coach. He went from the Miami Dolphins, where he didn't have any success with Miami, to go up to the Jets, and now he's the coach of the Jets, and it's the same thing. He's still not having any success. The only time he had success was when we had Peyton Manning as his quarterback. I mean, and that's just, I mean, I think I could have success as a head coach if Peyton Manning was my quarterback. So, but that was kind of one of the shocking things. But let's kind of get into a little fantasy football right now. Talk about this for like the next 10-15 minutes, and we can wrap it up unless anybody has anything that they want to talk about before we do that.
Whether you care to scare or spook, trick or treat,
but so some kind of players to kind of look at. If you need, we can start with quarterbacks. Some favorable matchups this week would be let's see. Let's so I'm not just kind of throwing random names out there. Let's take a look. So Jared Goff. If Jared Goff is still available in your leagues, he'd be a good pickup. They're playing the New York Giants, which that team is depleted. I mean, that team is struggling. Joe Burrow would be a good quarterback. I mean, if you need like a weekly streaming quarterback, you need someone to kind of step in. For say you have Tannehill and the Titans don't end up playing this week, they end up making it a bye week or whatever ends up happening. Say Tannehill, I don't know this for sure, but say Tannehill is one of those players that has COVID and has to sit out. Joe Burrow would be a good quarterback to pick up. He has, I think, through the first 3 weeks, he has the most pass attempts by any quarterback in the league right now. Nick Foles could be a potential good pickup if he's available in your leagues. Justin Herbert, if in some deeper leagues. I'd stay away from Sammy D. I'd stay away from Daniel Jones. I'd stay away from Rivers. If you really in deep leagues, or if you're maybe go with the beard, Ryan Fitzpatrick. They are playing the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks defense isn't that great, and they've been letting up a lot of fantasy points to fantasy QBs the first 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure that the quarterbacks that have played against the Seahawks the first 3 weeks are top 7 quarterbacks on the week for fantasy, and Fitzpatrick is playing them. I kind of hesitant about picking Fitzpatrick. I would do like if they're available more kind of the Jared Goff or maybe Joe Burrows before you would go Fitzpatrick, because I don't trust Fitzpatrick's wide receivers. I don't think they're as strong as the wide receivers of, say, like the Cowboys or the Patriots. Who did the Seahawks play week 1? I forget who the Seahawks played week 1, but like I feel like those wide receivers are more stronger than you would have for your wide receivers in Miami. Running backs, good running backs to take a look at. It's very, very, very thin. Carlos Hyde would be a good pickup. It looks like Chris Carson could be out a couple weeks. He didn't completely tear any ligaments in his leg, but he definitely has a strain in the ligaments. So that should sideline him for at least a week, if not 2. It all depends on how well he can heal from them. Maybe Gaskin from Miami. If you're in real trouble and you really need a running back, Gaskin could be a good one. Besides that, there's really nothing. Jeff Wilson Jr. in deep leagues, deep leagues, because I mean Telvin Coleman's out. The hell's the other guy's name? Mostart is out, and I think why am I drawing a blank on his name? Oh man, the one of the 4 running backs that I can't think of in San Francisco right now. Jerick McKinnon. He's questionable this week. I know he has like a high ankle sprain of some sort. Let me just take a look. Oh no, he has a rib injury. He has a rib contusion. That's correct. So McKinnon, he may or may not play, but Jeff Wilson Jr. did get some looks at the end of that game last week, and I think he is a feasible pickup if you had any of those San Francisco running backs. So those kind of, if you're looking for running backs, wide receivers, if he's in your league, go pick up Robbie Anderson. He's getting all the looks from Teddy Bridgewater right now. DJ Moore hasn't really been getting anything, which is, I have DJ Moore in 2 of my leagues, and it's killing me right now. Let me go to my real deep league, just kind of see what's available. This league is like usually bare minimum. Scotty Miller in Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin is most likely going to be out this week, if not 2 weeks with this hamstring injury. Washington in Pittsburgh. Keep an eye on Deontay Johnson. If he is out another week, I know we got a concussion early in the game on Sunday. Missed pretty much the entire game Sunday. I think he had 1 catch for 5 yards and got knocked out. Washington could be a decent pickup. The kid Jeff Jefferson on Minnesota. If he is there, Jefferson Jr. in Minnesota, if he is in your waivers, that should be if you're desperate for wide receivers, he should be your number 1 pickup. He was a slot wide receiver in college. They used him as a slot in Minnesota for the first couple weeks. They ended up putting him out wide, kind of in the Stephon Diggs spot where they had him last year. And he had 7 catches on 9 targets for like 171 yards and a touchdown. He had a fantastic game against a pretty decent Tennessee defense, a Tennessee team that is 3-0. A Tennessee defense that had 2 interceptions, a fumble, and a fumble recovery, and potentially could have had a pick 6 on Sunday's game, but Clowney had an illegal hit in the back, which negated the penalty. Which I thought, honestly, to be kind of like shift gears a little bit. I thought Clowney was going to be a bigger impact in Tennessee than he has been. I know he signed like the week before the season started. He had no training camp. He had no preseason. But I was kind of hoping he'd be a bigger impact right off the bat than he has been. I'm hoping he kind of gets back into his old self, the Clowney that we know he can be, and just kind of go from there. So, and then we can move on to tight ends. Some good tight ends to look at. I mean, it's Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham had a great week. Jimmy Graham had played very well once Nick Foles came in. Nick Foles tends to look for his tight ends quite a bit. As you guys kind of saw during that Eagles Super Bowl run, that they use Ertz all the time. So let's take a look what I got available for tight ends in my leagues here and kind of give you guys a Jimmy Graham, Eifert in Jacksonville. He seemed to do okay. Greg Olson had a decent week in Seattle, but I think that was just more Dallas was not able to cover the tight end. It's kind of slim pickings for tight ends. Let's take a look at my other league. Schultz, Mo Alley Cox. If Mo Alley Cox is available, he might be starting to see more targets. He might become the number 1 tight end. Thomas in Washington. How's his first name? Logan Thomas. In some deeper leagues, if you really need a tight end, he could be the guy. And then defenses this week, if they're available, definitely take the Los Angeles Rams. They are playing the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants had the most turnovers through the first 3 weeks. And that Rams D played very well against who they played last week. Who did the Rams play last week? Buffalo. They played really well against Buffalo. I know Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold? Is that his name? Sacked Josh Allen quite a bit on Sunday. Their defense was the main reason why they almost came back and won that game. I mean, you shouldn't go down 28-3, right, Atlanta? Oh, 2 weeks in a row on Atlanta. Oh, but Buffalo ended up pulling it out at the last second. But if you guys have any other questions, if not, I'm gonna wrap it up here. And no. So until next week, hope everyone has a great week, and we'll see you next Saturday night at 8 o'clock. We will be discussing the NHL draft. The NHL draft will be going on as we're doing this. Will probably be a couple of picks through the first round. Maybe if a couple people are available, want to hop on in the stream and kind of get in here and give their 2 cents, or even we can just discuss it as it goes. I would love to have everyone here. Maybe we'll go on the Discord and just kind of get like a Discord chat going, and we can just kind of chat it up. But until then, if you guys are, let me restart that. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys hit that sub button. It would be greatly appreciated. Make sure if you are on YouTube, go over and follow me on Twitter, and Instagram, and drop a follow on Twitch, and come catch us as we stream live playing NHL, Call of Duty, a little Far Cry, but mostly NHL and Call of Duty are our 2 main right now. We stream every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and until then, shoot square happy. Have a good one, guys.